Hello, and welcome to By Moonlight, where it's not a phase to kill your healthcare provider in cold blood. I made a lot of really, I think, on the mark jokes about that during that scene. I was like, gosh, when they misdiagnose you. But no, just kidding. I love my doctor. She's really nice. Today we are reviewing HBO's The Last of Us, episode 4. Please hold my hand.
In this episode, Joel and Ellie are traveling west to Wyoming to reconnect with Joel's brother, a former Firefly. As they travel, Joel introduces Ellie to other possible dangers besides the infected, Firefly, and Fedra. People! Just people who have their own motivations and needs post-outbreak. In Kansas City, Joel and Ellie encounter these people in an ambush attack, leading to the loss of their truck and supplies. We also meet Kathleen, who is leading this group and seems hellbent on finding Henry and Sam. We end the episode with the revelation that Joel and Ellie may have found them first. I'm Caitlin, and Pedro Pascal is really about to make me finish Narcos, huh?
Oh, yeah.
My dad's like, do it!
Yeah. It's a good show. I definitely feel like I'm definitely watching it for the plot.
Yeah.
And
plot.
Nothing else at all.
Just the plot.
Yeah. I'm Berlin, and I've been victimized personally by the dvcree edit on TikTok.
Yeah. Haven't we all?
Yeah. I saw a post the other day that was like using the sound, and it was like, it's actually not trending, you're just mentally ill. And I was like, no.
Or I just know, I just have like a really good circle online that shows me what I want.
Yeah, or I know my culture. I know culture.
Yeah, we can cater our online experience.
Yeah, the dvcree edit. Yeah, the algorithm knows me well. So, Caitlin, this was an episode.
Sure was.
What hooked you in it?
Well, speaking of TikTok, did I not send you a TikTok the other day with a compilation of the game, like in the game Ellie in her pun books? And I'm like, oh my God, I really hope they have her pun book in this show. It would be so cute. I love this thing about her character. And that's like one of the first things that happens in the episode. And I was like, let's go! I'm so happy. So the pun book is what hooked me.
Yeah, that made me laugh. It's funny because I saw that TikTok with like a compilation of Ellie's jokes, maybe like right after the last episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I bet that's gonna be a thing. And then it just like was. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. That was really what hooked me too. As soon as you see her like take it out, I was just like nodding, like, oh, cool, yeah, like that's nice. Really funny.
She's so proud of it too.
Yeah, and it's great because, like, it's not just, like, great comic relief for, like, a show about the apocalypse, but it's also kind of plays this big, huge role in this episode in crafting Joel and Ellie's relationship. So I just really enjoyed that. It's really cool. It's really, really cool to see how they're taking things from the game and they're adapting them for the show.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite quote?
I had a couple. I think in the beginning, just such a little kid thing. Ellie goes, I'm not even tired, when Joel asks her if she wants to sleep on the ride there, and she passes out like
instantly.
Like they do a cut scene to her past. It's just so funny.
She was zonked. It was so cute.
Yeah, so relatable. And then another one wasn't from the show, but it was when Joel was trying to fight off people from inside the I guess the dry cleaner.
Yeah.
Or no.
When the people attacked. I don't know, just some
store.
It
was like, I had to remember. Oh yeah, a launder, like a laundry place. Literally that was gonna haunt me if I didn't remember what it was called. But as soon as that happens and he starts shooting back, Vishwas is sitting next to me on the couch and he goes, "Come at the king, you best not miss, dog." And I just laughed so hard at that because he just said it with such like, I couldn't even repeat it for you right now because I'm not feeling well. But if I could have said it in his voice right now, you would have been like, "Oh my God, it's so funny."
I can hear him.
Yeah, like really, really got me going. So, and then of course that scene where Kathleen is interrogating her doctor.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like I gave that information away because they put a gun to my head. So she puts a gun to his head and says, have I satisfied the necessary conditions for you to talk? I was like, damn, this girl is ruthless. Like, wow. big, insane girl energy.
I wrote that one down too. I wrote that too, and I heard it. I was like, ooh. I was like, I don't know who you are, but I kind of like that line.
Yeah.
That was good.
What were yours?
I had a couple of them as well. I really just loved Ellie when her and Joel are about to go to sleep in the woods, and she just goes, "Can I ask you a serious question?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she just immediately tells a pun. Just to get him to listen. It was so cute. I really liked another like really good episode for the two of them with like bonding and everything, but also just showing their dynamic where they just like both give each other shit when they were stressed out and trying to figure out like how to get back to the highway. And Joel's yelling at Ellie to like look at the map, like not just like the map, but like the inset of the map to get like the zoomed in version of the map. And she goes, "This is my second day in a fucking car. Like, give her a break."
Yeah. Like, I would know better. Yeah, exactly.
I loved when they were climbing up the stairs to the building and Ellie says to Joel, "Get up, you lazy ass." And he goes, "Lazy ass? I'm 56 years old, you little shit."
Yeah.
And then this has like not a lot of significance, but I just thought it was cute. Joel laid out all the glass so he could hear people coming, and she asked him why he's doing that, and he explains why, and she goes, "Oh, I get it. Crunch, crunch, crunch."
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
That was so cute.
That is so, yeah. I feel like they just have such good chemistry this episode. This is like the first episode where we really get to see them like together as a dynamic.
Yeah.
Just fully, wholeheartedly, and it really works. So what song, Caitlin, would you play on the road with Joel and Ellie if you were driving along with them?
I would play "End of the Line" by the Traveling Wilburys because I feel like it fits them. And
Tom Petty.
Yeah, you gotta, if you look at the lyrics, it's just very much like, I don't know, it just fits. If it fits, it ships. So how about you?
Just quick, I love that you chose that song because like whenever I think about that song, I'm like, oh my god, cry.
It's
just because of the role it plays in, if you've ever seen like the very end of Parks and Rec, like it just, oh my god.
Oh my god, Did it play there? I don't remember.
Yeah, like the very last episode when Ben asks her if she's ready and she says, "I'm ready," and then it drops. Oh my god. Every time I talk about it, I get choked up a little bit because it just works so well at the very end.
I forgot.
Oh my god. That. Oh, I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
Don't do that.
Wow. It's so good.
I just liked it for the lyrics, and I mean, you could look them up if you really want to because there's a lot. I mean, there's one that says like, "Well, it's all right. Every day is Judgment Day." Like, I feel like that hits for Joel and Ellie. And then, yeah, just look up the lyrics. I don't feel like reading them.
It's also a great road trip song because it's so bouncy.
It is. Just like, yeah. And there's something like melancholy about it too, which I like, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's so good. Mine was Two of Us on the Run by Lucius. And I would, again, that's another one where you just should probably go and look up the lyrics, but I think it just works so well for Joel and Ellie in this scene because like that's essentially kind of what they're doing and where they're going, and it's just, oh my god, it's so good. Another one that's been in my head lately is just with regards to the show is Doomsday by Lizzie McAlpine. That song was in my head like all day yesterday when I was just like going through it, not feeling very well, and I was just like, oh my god, like please, like go away Lizzie McAlpine. But it also just works so well, I think, for Joel and Ellie's dynamic in this scene. I also feel like they should really get some ABBA up in there.
Oh yeah, like, that'd be fun.
What's like, you can have a good bouncy fun, thing. Come on, get some good vibes. I wish Spotify. That's what another sad thing is. Spotify doesn't exist during.
Oh, that sucks for them.
So they just have to put it on cassettes, which is.
They played True Faith at the end with the credits by Lottie Kestner. And if memory serves me correctly, I believe they used that song because Ashley Johnson sang it for the trailer for the second game. And I remember listening awesome. And like everyone around me was talking. I was like, wait, guys, shush. Why do I know this song and why am I crying?
Oh, that was another good one. I love the soundtrack for this is going to be such a banger soundtrack just because of
it's a good one.
Like, wow. Yeah, haunting.
It is. That's what I feel like. Every song they use has some sort of like haunting, melancholy quality to it. Like, and a lot of them are kind of like on the surface upbeat songs, but then you hear the lyrics, or you just like really think about it, and you go, "Oh no."
Yeah, long time really did that for me last episode, because just, oh my god, like it really. It's the kind of song that, like, I think I'm like, I've heard it a couple times in shuffle, and I've kind of been like, oh, this is a good song. But, like, once it's given some meaning through something like Bill and Frank's storyline, it's like, it just changes the way you think about it and listen to it forever. Because I remember after that, now whenever I hear it, I, like, immediately start crying. So, thank you.
Definitely going to be top 10 on my Spotify Wrap this year.
Yeah. So, Caitlin, who's a character from this episode that you would let sleep while you stay up and stand guard?
I don't think Joel has slept a wink since he took that power nap to kill time in episode 1. So, I'm going to say Joel because he deserves some sleep.
Yeah. Yes.
How about you?
I would say Joel as well. He just takes on such a caring father figure for Ellie right from the get-go of this episode. Like, just staying up in the woods to keep watch despite needing to sleep for their road trip the next day. Like, when he said to her in the car, he's like, oh, like, I'll sleep and then we'll do X. I was like, the moment he said that, I was like, you're not gonna sleep.
Nope.
And then letting her sleep in the car, and then trying to make space for her to talk about the violence she's encountering, and showing empathy for her that at such a young age she has to experience this violence, which is, like, great theme because it leads directly into the Henry and Sam plot. And then showing her how to properly use a gun, and then laughing at her jokes from the joke book. I want him to rest. I want him to know peace. Like, being a single father is hard. He deserves a nap.
He deserves a nap. Just one little nap.
He deserves a nap. Just one little nap.
Yeah, I love that. Like, you could see it, like, in his face, like, when she says, like, no one's gonna find us, right? Like, we're gonna be okay. And he's just like, yeah, we are. And then just the cut to him standing guard while she sleeps. I was like, oh my god, you care about her.
Yeah, like, wow.
All right, so we're going into our peaks and valleys. Weehoo. What was your first peak of the episode?
I like that this is where we're really starting to see Joel and Ellie's relationship form in the wake of Bill's letter, in the wake of kind of his last words that, like, that's what our purpose is to not let anybody stand in the way of us protecting the people we love. So we kind of see him become more parental to her. And, like, meanwhile, she's making him laugh and noticing things about him, like that he can't hear well in his right ear, which is just such a great little detail. I feel like a lot more connected to the dynamic this episode. It just makes me want to see more of them together, to the point where when the episode cut to the credits, I was like, no!
It was so quick.
Wait, come back! I'm not ready! Oh, how about you? What was your first peak?
Yeah, kind of along those lines. Joel and Ellie's conversation after Ellie shot the guy to save Joel, and how he's not very good at this whole parenting thing anymore. Not that he's, like, obligated right now in the story to, like, be her parent. Like, that's not what his purpose is, but ultimately, like, that's kind of where it kind of goes. He's not good at, like, talking to a child, or maybe even, like, having, like, a connection with a person like this anymore. And he says that to her, and she's like, yeah, you're really not, but he's trying. And I just loved that he acknowledged twice within the episode that she shouldn't have to be in this situation at such a young age, and, like, just try to get to that point across. Like, he was like, he took the responsibility. Like, she didn't end up killing the guy, but she still shot a person. And that's heavy on anybody. A detail that I really liked was Ellie cried after she shot the guy and let the tears fall only when she was away from Joel, but she quickly wiped them away when he came back and was just like, I'm fine, I'm good, right, let's continue. Right. But towards the end of their conversation about it afterwards, when they're hiding and waiting for the trucks to go by, she does let some tears fall in front of him and, like, wipes them away. And I just love that she allowed that vulnerability in front of him, because she's like, I feel like it shows that she's feeling more, like, safer and more comfortable with him. And I I love seeing them grow closer together. I love his protectiveness. Like you were talking about, like when he didn't sleep at all in the woods just to make sure that she's okay. And like I love that he is like making sure that she's okay, not just physically but mentally, with that whole conversation. And I really did like that change, and like I like how they're expanding these characters in the show, because in the game Joel gets pissed at her and like yells at her for like killing a guy. So I really liked that they're taking this opportunity to like bring a little bit of more humanity and like vulnerability within the two of them. And then laughing at her jokes at the end, that was so sweet, having the episode end with them laugh together. It brought tears to my eyes. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was such a rarity, I feel like, for us to see Joel smile or show like any joy.
Yeah. Probably the first time that he's laughed in 20 years.
Yeah, like when we get to see that classic Pedro Pascal smile, it's just like, oh, yay! Sunshine, amazing. I like that. So my second peak, kind of related, is that I like that the show is kind of like a weird, fucked up, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey type of experience. Where along the way you've been meeting all these different people and learning their personal stories and taking a lot of these one-off characters and groups from the game and cutting them open and giving them insane amounts of substance. It's like really enjoyable. It's like the game provided this great baseline for all of these potential stories that the show creators could kind of run with and use to their advantage to really make a meaningful and thoughtful show. So I really like that. I think like Kathleen's character is going to be really interesting. I think I'm really, really excited just from knowing what I know about the game for Henry and Sam's backstory, but also like not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that. That's kind of the vibe of this show. It's you know, it could, I think there's an expectation when you watch a show about zombies that the whole thing is just going to be zombies. Yeah. It's like, oh, every episode we're just going to see some fucking zombies and they're going to be fighting zombies and et cetera, but there's so much more depth, I think, in each episode, to where it's not even, again, like we talked about this last episode, it's not really a show about the apocalypse, it's a show about hope and connection and you know, coming together in really dark times and like humanity. So I like that a lot. I'm really enjoying that aspect of the show.
I agree. I like that the first two episodes were setting up like, oh, it's about this terrible fungal infection with these terrible infected people, and the past two episodes, oh, hey. Hi.
Oh, that's a wonderful noise.
Did you like the episode as well? Yeah. If I give you some treats, will you shut up and go away? I say so affectionately, but oh, you are a pain in the ass. Yeah. Big orange cat energy. Before the cat distracted me, the whole point was I'm glad the show started as like, it's about infected, and then like the past two episodes have just been like, it's about the people actually, and we're gonna make you cry.
It's not about the infected. We lied. Yeah,
it's fun. I love it. But my second peak was that I love that they're showing that Joel isn't invincible. Right. I feel like it's really easy for shows like this to have their lead characters go through hell but still not miss shots or seem like a fist fight was just like a walk in the park, which maybe for some people at like certain ages or physical capabilities it is, but Joel's like in his 50s and like that's just not really all that realistic, and walking up 40 flights of stairs wins him, and he struggles a bit just to sit down, he winces, he's slow to get up, he can't hear well out of his right ear.
Man's just broken.
Yeah, and my dad and I were actually talking about how real all of this feels, like in the sense that not a single character to me I feel like is made up to look pretty or has like that Hollywood feel about them. Like, right. I feel like, not to like keep comparing it to The Walking Dead, but it's the only other zombie show I know watched, but like I feel like in that show I swear they had like women who were clearly wearing makeup and their hair was shiny and everyone was put together and pretty in a zombie apocalypse. But like I remember like watching it and being like, would you really have time to put like do your whole face? Like I don't think that's how this works. But like I haven't felt that at all with the show, and like they don't make any characters look glammed up in any way. They just exist, and if they're bruised or tired looking, that's just how it is, and it just feels realistic, and I really love that. And I love that we're seeing that with Joel, and it's like, yeah, he can do all these things, but he's really hurting afterwards. So it's really interesting how they're doing that.
It's a lot more realistic, I think. Because I agree with you. Like, The Walking Dead definitely has, like, these theatrical elements that are, like, fun and entertaining, but also, like, maybe not super realistic. I think your point about, like, women wearing makeup is, like, a great example of that, and also just, like, so funny. Like, like, oh, hold on, let me just apply my Jeffree Star palette, and we can go, like, beat the shit out of some zombs. Like, don't worry. Like, no. Like... Oh my god, I would kill somebody just for a box of pads. So
yeah,
like, I think it's time to be so fucking for real about what it's actually like for women to survive the apocalypse.
What was your valley?
I really wish this episode was longer. Like, I think that the story mapping that took place is like satisfying. Like, I don't know what more you could have done. Because it's like, it's kind of perfect, but I was like so ready. I was like sitting there, like, as soon as Henry and Sam showed up, I was like, okay, and now we're gonna talk about this. And then the credits rolled, and I was like, hey,
I didn't say you could do that.
I was still participating.
They're really leaving you wanting more. It's great.
Yeah. How about you?
My valley was that I'm terrified of what they're implying by Ellie saying this wasn't her first time shooting someone.
Oh, yeah.
Terrified. And without any spoilers, I'm just terrified that they're going to change a certain part of the game, not necessarily in a bad way, but in a way that is way more emotionally devastating than it already is. And I'm scared.
Yeah, they are making... I agree with what you're saying, because I have a feeling it's probably going to be... Yeah, without giving too much away, somebody having to hurt someone else that they would not want to hurt and that we don't want to see them hurt. So I'm just like, I don't think I'm emotionally prepared for that either. LOL. Yeah,
I'm already not emotionally prepared for anything as it is, but the thought of that being changed, again, not that I wouldn't like it in a way where I'm like, it doesn't like ruin the story, it just makes it way more devastating. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
No.
Okay.
Please, no.
Yeah.
So, Umberlin, what thing are you the saddest that Joel and Ellie missed because of the apocalypse?
I think that the fact that Anitra's talent number on Drag Race would have never happened is kind of fucked up. Like, it was so great. She fully karate chopped and, like, roundhouse kicked a block of wood. Like,
I did see that.
Duck walked. Why would reality take that away from us? Yeah. You know, like, I really feel like that would be something that Ellie really appreciates, and it just makes me sad. Like,
yeah, I think she'd enjoy that very much.
Yeah. I just like, why?
Also,
you know?
Just like, speaking of that performance, anytime, I think it's called a death drop, but anytime someone does that, I'm like, how do you get up? How are you okay?
You just gotta be real cool about it. As a resident death dropper, you just gotta be real cool about some things real fast.
You just gotta be really cool about the possibility of all of your bones breaking, and you'll be okay.
Yeah. It honestly doesn't hurt that bad if you land the right way.
Yeah, I don't trust my body to walk nowadays, so
I think
I'm
it'd be
good.
funny if you did a death drop, Caitlin, and it just like fixed your back.
I just fixed everything.
Oh my god, slay!
I'll talk to the chiropractor and be like, hey, do you think this would work? And he'd be like,
hey,
please no.
Can we duck walk today? What do you think, what are you sad that Joel and Ellie will probably miss because of the apocalypse?
I think that Ellie would be pleased to know that there's a whole competition dedicated to telling puns in Austin, Texas, called the O. Henry Museum Pun-Off World Championship.
Damn, yep, you're right.
I think she would enter that in a heartbeat. And if not,
Ooh.
just go watch and laugh at every single pun because
Oh, she totes would.
girl loves her puns, and I love that about her.
Yeah, I agree. I think she would also. I also agree with you. I think she would like that very much.
Yep.
So, Caitlin, on a scale of 1 to 5 times that Joel tiredly sighed at one of Ellie's puns, how do you rate episode 4?
Once again, 5 out of 5. I do wish it was longer, but content-wise, I'm still over the moon, and my bias is showing.
Yeah.
Really, I had no problems with it. Yeah, I do wish it was longer, but I like that you want more, and it's not like, oh, this was too long.
Yeah, I think that was a problem for me. So I gave that like a 4 out of 5 because I think in order for a good episode of a show to be a good 5 out of 5, it has to be like at least like 5 runs of Taylor Swift's All Too Well, 10-minute version long, and this one was probably only closer to like 3.5.
Yeah.
So get on it. Come on. If I start playing Taylor Swift's All Too Well and she finishes her bridge like the 5th time without the episode being over yet, you've won in my heart, good sir.
Good job.
But yeah,
that should be the measurement of is this television episode long enough?
Yeah, it's this episode, and then it's also the measurement for movies. Like, remember how we were talking the other day about how like I think Kara said like a movie shouldn't be more than 2 hours long. So that's what like it's like 12 runs of Taylor Swift's All Too Well 10-minute version. That's not right.
No.
If it goes past, if you hit the 13th run, you know you've gone too far. How long your movie is.
Speaking of Kara, is her fish still alive?
I hope so. That's right. I think I was supposed to provide an update this week. I think so. I'm gonna say that the great fish debacle of 2023 is probably nigh, and I think I'm gonna believe that she got through this. So
it's in a week. So
yeah,
I don't want to jinx anything for her.
Let's all congratulate her on surviving another week without murdering her pet fish.
Good job, Yay. Kara. We're all proud of you.
So thank you for listening to By Moonlight. Tune in next week when we review episode 5 of The Last of Us, Endure and Survive, which is something that we will probably not be doing.
Nope.
And expect this episode of our pod to air a little early on account of the next episode of The Last of Us premiering on Friday instead of Sunday this week,
9
which is thrilling.
Woo-hoo. So you don't have to worry about missing the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bye.